What's going on, y'all? It's Coach Williz, man, and this is the Be Eazy Show, man. You know, on the Be Eazy Show, man, we cover topics about success. We learned about why success is personal, what success means to a community, right? And what is the driving force that makes us wake up every single day and go after the things that we want in our life. This is the Be Eazy Show, man, so be easy. What's going on, y'all? It's Coach Williz, and once again, we are back, man. We're so ready to go and go do other things and jump into other cultures that it takes us out of the culture that we're in right now. And the culture that you're in right now, man, has really shaped you. And see, when I say culture, I know most people would think like, oh man, you talking about like hip hop, or you talking about being black, or you talking about, you know what I'm saying, being pro-white, or you know what I'm saying, all these type of things. It's no, I'm not saying none of those things. When I say culture, I'm literally saying the characteristic traits that you have been learned, taught, and cultivated by the environment that you have been in. They have been cultivated, and ultimately they turn into your culture. You see what I'm saying? They turn into your culture. And that when you embrace your culture, you do a favor for yourself, because you are being yourself, right? And this is what I'm saying. I can go try to be like Floridians, right? I can go try to be like a Floridian and try to do the fancy dressing, right? I can try to like impress and try to do all the materialistic things to look good and seem like I'm ahead of the culture, or I'm ahead of the people that I'm around and everything. And I'm trying to keep up with the lifestyle of like living in a Miami, a Tampa Bay, right, a Pompano Beach, or Fort Lauderdale, and all these type of things, trying to look like I'm fancy and I'm doing it big. But in Oklahoma, that's not what we do, bro. Like literally, pretty much all throughout my high school career, bro, I wore sweats, hoodies, and slides to school every single day. And guess why nobody was tripping on me doing that? Because all my homies was doing the exact same thing. They was wearing sweats, hoodies, and slides every single day. It did not matter, bro. Dudes wasn't caught up on that. Dudes wanted to dress nice, yes. We dressed up nice from time to time, and we did that. And, you know what I'm saying, we still wanted a nice house and nice cars and everything. We still want that stuff. But our perception of what that stuff is in our life is going to be different. But some of us shame ourselves because we not living like somebody in California. Some of us shame ourselves because we not living like the person on the next neighborhood over. Right? And we literally take away from the power that we have because we trying to keep up with somebody else's goals, somebody else's vision, somebody else's, you know what I'm saying, trait, somebody else's culture. We're trying to keep up with somebody else's culture versus embracing our own. You know, embracing our own, because that's the way we're going to be able to not just stand out, but that's the way we're going to be able to stay authentic about who we are, myself included. Because the reason why I really want to hit this subject is because myself, like I said at the beginning, I caught myself trying to feel like I need to be more like New York. I can catch myself at times because my fiance will show me back about what they did back in Florida. I catch myself at times about trying to be like a Floridian. You know what I'm saying? Trying to live like I'm in California. You know? It's like, I don't get it. Get it, man. I can't remember which rapper said it, man. Something in me wants to say West Side Boogie or Nipsey Hussle. Something wants me to say that, man. But and one of the, man, I can't remember who it is, man. It just slipped me, but maybe it'll come to me, man. But I heard it in a rap song. They was like, oh, no, I'm tripping, man. It was Mozzie. He was saying, how you gonna bang if you ain't never been to L.A.? How you gonna bang if you ain't never been to L.A.? I don't know why I was thinking the mother people. It was Mozzie. He said, how you gonna bang if you ain't never been to L.A.? Like, you serious? You are seriously gonna try to be in a gang. You literally gonna try to be a gangster, and you have never been to the origins of the gang that you think that you repping. You hear what I'm saying? That started back in California, and you sitting here in Eastside Oklahoma City thinking that you doing something. Sit down somewhere, man. And that's where we go wrong, is because you can't literally fulfill a mission. You can't fulfill your vision. You can't fulfill the movement of that culture because you don't truly know what that culture needs to strive and grow. Do you see what I'm saying? This is why we go wrong at times, because we trying to be somebody else. We trying to be somebody else, and we wondering why we losing ourselves. You are literally losing yourself because you're trying to be somebody else. You're trying to embrace somebody else's culture. That's not your culture. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm out there hooping. And you got some dudes you can tell they played basketball growing up. They not playing now. They just playing pickup like me. But you can tell they still got some of that fire in them, right? They still got some of that fury in them, as if I should have made it to the league, and now I'm about to go out on y'all because I didn't make it to the league. When it's not my problem that you didn't make it to that's not my problem that you didn't make it to the league, bro. Like that's your problem. But anyway, they'll try to go off on us and be like, man, I should have made it to the league. So they'll be out there playing and hooping, and literally, I'm talking about they will be going all out as if a recruiter is in the stands. You know, and I can find myself at times trying to go hard and trying to keep up to them. Like, bro, I'm just out here trying to get a workout in. I'm trying to put up a few buckets. I'm trying to get a few rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Get up and down the court a few times, run, get my sweat up, get my heart racing and everything, get my blood flowing, and hopefully win a game in the process. That's my goal. My goal is not to try to make it to the NBA tomorrow, but I can find myself at times trying to keep up with the guy that is trying to make it to the NBA tomorrow, right? I can find myself trying to keep up with him, getting in my head, getting emotional, getting mad, and all that other stuff that's not needed out there, when all I came out here to do was just to get a workout in. And this dude came out here because he's trying to revive and trying to relive his old history. You see what I'm saying? I can try to take on his culture. I'm not telling you that we can't learn from other people. I'm not telling you that some cultures that we are in may not be the best fit for us, or we put ourselves in environments that may not be the best fit for us, right? But our culture around us is telling us that we should be doing this, right? But that may not be best fit for us. I understand that we can move and we can go. And the first thing is embrace your culture, whatever you've been born into. And the reason why I want you to embrace that is because there's no way for us to change it if we trying to live a lie. Do it because the truth will make you free, not the lie. The lie won't make you free. Is that you need to find out what culture is best fit for you. What, you just told me to embrace my culture, now you telling me to go find what? Yes, embrace your culture, and then find what culture is best fit for you. Right? So, like I said, man, you embrace your culture. So when I was growing up, y'all all know I played sports, man. I talk about it all the time. I played sports. I played baseball, man. And at a time, man, I really thought that baseball was for me, and I was going to take it all the way. And that was my culture. I embraced it. Everybody around me was telling me to keep playing. Everybody around me was playing ball, right? Everything that I was involved in was pretty much centered around baseball at that time. And I had to, not had to, but I did embrace that culture, right? Moving on now to at 17, I stopped playing at 17. I stopped playing my senior year of high school. I didn't even make it to my senior season. I quit. And then after that point, you know what I'm saying, I'm lost because I feel like a part of my culture was gone. So I was trying to scramble and figure out, okay, what can I do outside of playing baseball? So I took on a few other things, right? I started to try to write, which was crazy. It was right because if I really paid attention to what God was doing in me at that time, he literally showed me right then and there, like, what I need you to be doing, son. Because media is my culture now, man. Like, I end up, you know what I'm saying? I took on weed, and I thought that marijuana was gonna be my thing. I thought that, you know what I'm saying, smoking weed and that culture was gonna be my thing. I was trying to figure out how to grow plants. I was trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, everything that it took about marijuana. Like I said, I took on that culture, man. And that culture wasn't best fit for me. So I kept scrambling around. You know what I'm saying? I tried to dive heavy into school. Figured out that culture probably wasn't the best for me. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that I don't knock an education, because I did graduate from college. But, you know, like, I took on a bunch of different cultures trying to find out what was best fit for me. And when I figured out that media, right, was the culture that I wanted to be in, and I was so heavily involved in inspiration and transformation and understanding that media consumption was going to be the way to help and move and uplift my people, I was like, bet. And I ran with it. I started writing. I started videos. I started the show now. I started trying to figure out all I could about media, that I need God in my life, right? And I love God. So that really became the center of my culture, right? Was God and God's people was the center of my culture. So I was trying to do whatever I could. So now I seen that God had brought the chance for me to do media and just integrated that into my life. So now I'm trying to work, and like I told you, I'm trying to inspire and transform people, inspiration and transformation, to inspire and transform people to become better people, so we can live up and we can live a righteous life. I want that for my people. Why I need y'all to embrace your culture, because it is hundreds and thousands and millions of people that live that same culture that you live, that do not live that culture about somebody else. Do you see what I'm saying? I listened to the rapper Dave East. I like him. He's nice to me, right? But it's times, man, when I talk to my homies about Dave East, they say, man, they don't really feel him. Right? But when I was listening to that podcast that I was telling you about, that Earn Your Leisure, when they was talking about Dave East, they was like, yeah, Dave East nice. We like him. Why? Because Dave East is from New York. Just like they from New York. So they gonna rock with him because he is talking about experiences that they literally walk every single day. They literally walk those experiences every single day. Right? But somebody like Toby that's from Texas, we can feel him in Oklahoma. Why? Because not just because, you know what I'm saying, we don't live in Texas, but we so close to Texas, and most of what Oklahoma do is what Texas is doing. You see what I'm saying? And we embrace that culture because we walk that culture. We understand that stuff that he's saying. We can feel that. And not to say that Toby is just limited to the southern region and Dave East is just limited to the northeast region. They can touch, like I said, I listen to Dave East, and he in the northeast, in New York. Right? But I can still like his music. But to really be able to embrace the culture that he is talking about, that he is literally rapping about, that he's literally pouring his heart out into, I can't feel that at times. Why can't I feel that? Because I didn't grow up in the northeastern part of America. I grew up in the South, the Central South. That's where I grew up. So people that's talking about experiences like that, I can feel that. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of people down here that did that. They came from this area right here. And we have the same opportunity to do so, but we so worried about living up to somebody else's standards that we don't want to embrace the standards that we have for ourselves in our life. If we would just embrace the culture that we were born into, and we would figure out a way to not only tear down that culture, but we would figure out a way to uplift that culture and make that culture seen as powerful, and make people see that, oh, if you come from Eastside Oklahoma, it's still a chance for you to become, right, an entrepreneur. It's still a chance for you to become a financial investor. It's still a chance for you to raise a family. It's still a chance for you to get married. It's still a chance for you to still serve God. It's still a chance for you to get a degree. It's still a chance for you to start a career. It's still a chance for you to be a light and inspiration to the community that you came from and the community that you was born into. And we can still have the opportunity to not only uplift our community, but we can have the opportunity to transform our community. Oh man, them dudes in Atlanta, they be supporting each other. Because you don't live in Atlanta. You don't know what it's like in Atlanta. You don't know how many people's really trying to be rappers in Atlanta and they not getting no support. And they out there feeling like that. You think everybody's trying to flock to Florida when the people in Florida are trying to get out of Florida. You think everybody's trying to flock to California when the people in California is flocking out of California. And how do I know? Because it's literally investors coming from different states and they living here now. Why you want to leave California and come to Oklahoma? Y'all really did the history. If y'all would understand, Tulsa in Oklahoma was the first Atlanta. Right? It was the first, you know what I'm saying? It actually was the first. I wanted to say a certain part of California, but it was the entire California. I know you know about the gold rush. What about the land rush? You think the Sooners just get their name just because they want to be Soon? They want to be the first one? No. They get their name because of what they did in the land rush. They jumped the gun. They were Sooners. They went before, right? The gun was shot for them to get the land. You see what I'm saying? That's how they get Sooners. And if y'all really did y'all history, y'all understand that people was trying to block and get to Oklahoma. No different than they trying to get to California, Texas, they trying to get to New York, they trying to get to all these other places. They was flocking to get to Oklahoma, no different than what they was flocking to get to Atlanta right now. They was trying to get to Tulsa because they seen the impact that Tulsa had. You see what I'm saying? But if you don't know your culture, how you going to embrace that? You so ready to get out of Oklahoma because you don't think it got nothing for you. Embrace your culture, man. No matter where you from. Your culture is tied to the characteristic traits that you've been taught your entire life and how you cultivate those characteristic traits. That's your culture, right? Find out how you can fit into your culture. Where's your fit in your culture, right? What position you play, you know? And I wish I had more time, man, but we didn't pass the mark, man. I wish I had more time, but yeah, man, stay tuned in, man. Like I said, man, go leave us reviews, like, comment, subscribe, y'all. Share it, man. Do all that, man. Show love, family. Show love, man. We need that. Show love, man. And be supportive of one another, man. So I appreciate y'all I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. And it's Coach Willis on here once again, y'all. Be easy, man.